And suddenly the cook is on fire.
Apple looking way too hot in his skin. Apple looking way too hot in his skin. Apple looking way too hot in his skin.
Put the chicken in the basket. Put the chicken in the basket.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming in tonight. I know I can't see because it covered it up. We have 8 people in the house. Thank you for coming in. I'm going to start from the top. Oh, there's so many people here. Seymour, thanks for coming in. Adventures with Outdoor Eagle, thank you for being here. I appreciate you, Slingshot Warrior. Long time no see. What's up, dude? And it's good to see y'all. I appreciate it. I have more people watching than in the chat. It's insane. Wow. Thank you. Yeah, my fake garden. You like that?
It's really cool. It's a good background.
But tonight's topic, by the way, thank you guys for coming in and hanging out. We have Matt. Matt, are you still doing it? Operation Capsaicin? No?
No.
Well, Matt previously had a channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And pretty awesome one. But tonight we're going to be talking about tomatoes. Why are my tomatoes turning purple? Why are my leaves turning purple? Why?
Good questions.
Yes. And I thought we'd take a little time to talk about that tonight and get into it. So first and foremost, Matt, how have you been, by the way?
Pretty good. Been pretty busy, doing a bunch of stuff here and there, running the house, got a bunch of projects. I'm actually doing some flooring at my brother's house. I just got back home from doing, so we did phase 1. We got 2 more phases. But
Nice.
A lot of stuff. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
No, the leaves are not for purple ketchup.
Purple.
I'm good. No, I think that's kind of weird. Nah, I'm good. I don't need purple ketchup.
No. They had green ketchup, I remember, a couple of years ago for, what was it, Halloween? Like green ketchup, I think, for Halloween for like
I think it was green, though.
Yeah.
The link is out there, Rebel. I didn't send it to you directly, but it's in the main chat. So if you want to come up, you can. Why has my soil been wet for days? Is that bad? Yes, that is bad. You need more drainage. Probably need to water your plants every couple days, but yeah, if they don't have proper drainage, they're gonna get waterlogged and they're gonna die, or they may turn yellow because they're getting too much.
Yeah. And
I don't know if that was a real question, though. So sorry. I don't know if that was real, but
good question, though.
Yeah. Okay, so you took a lot of time to plant all these tomatoes, and for us, tomatoes are our big crop every year. We planted a tray of 70 some tomatoes, and then we have another tray of just odds and ends stuff that we've gotten from people to give them a try. And then I had planted a determinate type, and I can't think of the name right now. And so those are the plants I plan on taking, or the tomatoes when they grow, I plan on taking to the market to sell, because those particular type of tomatoes, once they bloom, once they're on the vine, you harvest them and that's it for that tomato. That's it for everything, for the plant, everything. They will not go until the end of the summer, those particular ones. So that's why I'm taking those to market.
That's interesting.
Yes, potatoes are a good crop depending on where you live, Slingshot Warrior. Potatoes, yes. Well, I haven't watered them in 3 days. Need more sun. It's cold, wet. Yeah, that could be it. You might need more sun. You need something to dry up that water. Yeah, I actually would wait a long time before you water them again. Tomatoes do not like a lot of water.
That is true. I do know that. Yeah, you guys actually told me that. You and Dustin.
Yeah. Every year we never water our tomatoes ever. So, but it depends on where you live. Like if I lived in the desert and never watered my tomato, it would be a black crisp. So it depends on where you live, how fast the water evaporates, and stuff like that as well. I live in Northeast Ohio and it rains all the time, so I never need to water my tomatoes.
I live on it's like a desert out here. I'd have to water them every 5 seconds.
Yeah. So yours would be constantly needing hydration. So, hey, Shawnee Shab, thank you for coming in. Yeah, they have some purple underleaves, right? Everybody's getting this. It's a thing that happens, especially if you're using a starting mix, like a seed starting mix. I'll tell you why here in a minute. I didn't plant purple tomatoes, no.
I have basil that's purple.
What?
You ever see purple basil? I have my basil plant's purple.
Yeah. Opal basil is purple.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. And there's some other basils out there too. I think Thai holy basil might be purple. I can't remember. Hello.
Hey,
Oh. I'm going to shut my camera off for a minute because I don't want to make CR too hungry, but I haven't eaten and I need to have dinner.
Lasagna sounds so freaking good, man.
Really good.
Yeah.
Oh. And I'm been looking forward to it all day. So I'll just shut the camera off and I'll be back here talking.
Do you ever watch the reels on Facebook where it's cheetah? Do you ever see that one? It's a guy that sings to his cheetah and it's like a fake puppet. And he's like, yo, cheetah. And he's like, what? He's like, I'm really hungry. What can I cook today? And he's singing this, by the way. I do it no justice. And the cheetah's like, yeah, let's make some of this. Anyway, he made a lasagna and he sang the entire song. It was freaking hilarious. And to his rapper counterpart, Cheetah. So funny. You have to look it up because I laugh every time I see it. I'm like, how does this guy rap or sing these recipes? This is freaking insane. I would totally screw that up. So, okay, I grew a bunch of tomatoes. I have a tray of 70, which is probably just your regular seed starting tray. And mine are about 4 inches right now, probably a little less. And my leaves are starting to turn purple. Okay. This could be a problem if you put them in the beds in your bed and they turn purple. That could be a major problem. Okay. But since I plan on transplanting, I plan on moving these out soon, probably in the next few weeks. I'm not as worried about it right now. However, it does mean that your tomatoes have a deficiency. There is something in the soil that is just not right. Yeah, that's his name. Good boy, Noah. Thank you. That's the cheetah guy. Cracks me up. By the way, he does the voice of Cheetah too, which I don't know how he does that because
very skilled.
Yeah. He does a really good job.
Pre-record maybe?
He has to, but Like seriously, the guy sounds like a rapper when he's Cheetah. So, and then when he sings, he sounds like Justin Timberlake. So like there is like a huge there's a huge gap there that I don't know how he's doing it, but he's doing it really well. Like,
That's awesome.
yeah, ours are pretty big because we started them, you know, a while ago. We didn't want to start them too early. A lot of people at the beginning of the year, they get all excited. They want to start their plants. That is not really good. You want to go by your frost date. And then you want to go by the estimated time that it takes for your tomatoes, right? So it's like 6 weeks for tomatoes. And our frost date is May 8th. So that's where you want to go. Otherwise, your tomatoes and stuff are going to get what is called leggy. And you don't want that. They'll tip over. They're a pain in the butt. You have to transplant them. You waste more time on soil and all of that. I don't know about growing your own food will help you lose weight because, okay, there's so many factors in that. Okay. You could go out there and bust your butt every day in the garden. And yeah, you might lose a little weight. But if you're eating everything from your garden, constantly eating, then you probably won't gain, or you probably won't lose weight.
Probably break even. It'd probably be healthier though.
You'd be healthier, yeah. The secret to weight loss, guys, is portion control. So if you want to lose weight, just cut everything in half that you're eating. Okay.
Except the lasagna.
Except the lasagna, you eat the whole pan and you shove that cheese in your mouth and enjoy every bite.
I'm of the Garfield philosophy when it comes to lasagna. Just saying.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
Okay, you guys out there, if you can share us out, I'd really appreciate it. And give us a thumbs up.
I started these.
Oh, go ahead. Huh? What?
In your background, these things, I started using them.
Oh, the green stalks?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. Hey, Callie King, what's up?
I'm hungry again now.
I'm always hungry. That's my problem. I've lost weight, but staying away from processed foods, air frying my meat. Yeah, that's a really great idea. Just don't overdo it because eventually you're going to be like, oh my God, I want some freaking cheese, and cheese is processed. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't have, and then your body, you're just going to want it more. It's a psychological game. So just be careful with what you're doing. So anyway, so my tomatoes are purple now, okay? Not the tomato itself, the leaves. And I'm starting to get a curl. What does this mean? What am I missing? And so that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. What about you guys out there? You guys having issues with your tomatoes or something that you have planted? Hey, Diggs. Yo. By the way, Diggs, did you get that job? Or will you know right away? Or I'm curious now. Just let me know in the side here.
Yeah, side chat.
We've been saying prayers and crossing our fingers for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay,
so it was a huge concern to me yesterday because my tomatoes were doing that until next week. Okay, well, we're crossing our fingers for you. I have all these tomatoes. I'm taking some to market. So I'm worried now. Is this going to affect my produce? Is this going to affect everything? And more than likely not. And I'll tell you why. Because we started at a specific time. They're only going to be in the starter trays for so long. And then we're going to move them out to somewhere that is more nutritious for them. When your leaves turn purple, they're missing a key ingredient, and that is phosphorus. What is phosphorus exactly? Where does it come from? Okay. Phosphorus is comes from things like bananas. Okay. And a lot of people are like, oh, I save all my banana peels and I put them directly in my garden or I compost them. And that's really good because that's really good for your garden. However, I, a few years ago, made a banana tea. And I have it in one of my videos. I had it all figured out that I was going to post it in this chat, but I was lazy and didn't get it out in time. But I did. The video is called Poop is the Scoop. And I did a poop tea from my chickens. And I also did a banana tea as well. Now, when you're making stuff like that, you obviously don't use the entire bucket to water your stuff with. You want to use a little bit and then water it down. Yep, there you go. So I made banana tea like a couple years ago. It's looking great in that bucket. And it's been sitting in there. I haven't had the need to use it yet. So what I'm going to do when I plant my tomatoes here in the next couple weeks, I'm going to use that to water them with. So they get that extra little scoop of phosphorus because right now they're turning purple. Has anybody else had an issue with this purpleness out there in the side chat? No? Okay, well, when you're using seed starter mix, there's usually not a lot of nutritional things in there. It's just like some soil that is great for starting seeds. Yeah, you can. It's not going to hurt it. Biochar is what Howie always talks about, food forest permaculture. He talks about it and he uses it constantly. Yeah. Well, mine are in the basement under heat lamps, so they're not purple because of that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Quit holding their breath. So that's what's going on with my plants. Cold weather will turn them purple. That's why you don't plant your tomatoes until it's time, guys, because they like the warmer weather. They don't like cold weather. And it could stop your production as well. Or slow it down. Or may even make your plants mini or something. I've had that happen before where you put them out there and they get frost on them or something, but they're still alive. However, all summer you wait for your plant to get like this big.
Yeah, little baby
growth. Like, oh, I'll show her. Yeah. So that's something to think about, guys, is why is my stuff turning purple? There's lots of different reasons, but that is one of the main reasons. So, okay, phosphorus. It's a nutrition essential for plant growth that helps particularly important rooting, flower, and fruiting plants, right? So you definitely need to look this up, and you definitely need to take a look at what causes your purple leaves, okay? But phosphorus is one of the main issues. And it's really essential for your plant growth. If you don't have phosphorus, then you might not get any tomatoes at all. So that could also be an issue. It can restrict your growth. It can also turn your leaves really dark green, like extremely dark green. And then it'll have purple at the tips, which isn't normal for a tomato. So that's something to think about. You can do multiple things. I know because my tomatoes are in a controlled environment right now. I know what soil I used and all of that. So they say on this thing that you might want to do a soil test. Well, I don't need to do a soil test. I know it's my soil. I used a Pro Start seed mix when I started my seeds, and that's what's going on. It says right here that cold weather can turn them, and it can stop them from absorbing that phosphorus. So that's why you don't want to start them early. You want to check your soil pH and also check the iron levels in your soil. Those are really things that are not all that important. God, it's freaking hot in here now. Whew, drinking that wine is killing me. But those are things that are not 100% important. Those last two things I discussed. Just check your phosphorus. 9 times out of 10, you don't have to do a soil test. You can, however, get one at Walmart. I got one a couple years ago because my soil was crap. and I wanted to check it out. I did a video on it, and I did the soil test, and it basically told me there was nothing in my soil. Nothing. There was no nitrogen, nothing. So the soil that we got was just topsoil. It wasn't anything nutritious. There wasn't anything in it. And I was kind of really pissed because I had already started on my plants. It was ready to go. I planted them in there, and I was wondering, like, why are like my plants doing so crappy? And there was zero in there, just like nothing. So the last couple years we have spent like trying to build up the soil, putting compost in there, building stuff up. I planted peas, we planted and then we had way too much nitrogen. So we planted corn and sunflowers and all of that. So now I have this wonderful bed that has beautiful black soil. But for the most part, like it took a couple years to get it that way. So.
I love your t-shirt.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's my cannon shirt.
Oh, precious. That's awesome.
My cannon shirt.
All American gave that to her when we met them.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I've been wearing it a lot. Actually.
I gotta dig mine out. I have it here. I just need to dig it out.
Hey, yo, thank you for coming in. If anybody wants to come up and you want to talk about this matter, feel free to come up on my panel. I would love to have you up. Tomatoes are fun. I don't eat them. I don't eat them raw anyway. However, I do use them for all different kinds of stuff. I make sauce. I make juice out of them. One year I made ketchup, which was such a waste of tomatoes.
Really?
It's horrible waste.
It takes so many.
Yeah. I'll just buy ketchup from the store. That doesn't have like a bunch of crap in it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it took a whole bushel of tomatoes. I had to boil it down for 2 days.
Wow.
And it made 3 pints.
Wow.
It was horrible. And it doesn't taste like normal ketchup. It tastes like barbecue sauce. So I basically boiled tomatoes down for 2 days to make a barbecue sauce. So
Make some ribs.
hey Gil.
Hey, sorry I'm late. I was on the Gazelle doing my Tony Little imitation. I thought I was going to do 20 minutes and come in here. Didn't get off there till after quarter after.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I did about 40 minutes on it.
Nice.
Whew.
Tomatoes.
According to the gauge on it, I burned 252 calories.
Wow.
That's nice.
Nice.
Progress.
Nice.
Oh boy.
Yeah. My tomatoes are trying to catch up to yours.
That's a good one. That's good.
It's kind of cheesy, CR, but thank you. I appreciate you. Okay, so
I can't believe he went there.
I know. That's CR, such a troublemaker.
At least Jay's not in here, is he?
Mm-mm.
You're lucky he's working. Hey, Diggs. CR. Who else is out there?
Howie's in here.
Howie. Adventures of Outdoor Eagle.
Yep.
A lot of new names.
But thank you guys. If you have any questions about tomatoes or how to grow tomatoes, feel free to put it in the chat. I will help you out as much as I can. That's why I did this live. A lot of people don't know about tomatoes. They like to have a lot of air growth, like air underneath. They like dry heat, stuff like that. And it's really good to have a dry heat underneath them so you don't get like blights and stuff like that.
So the 5-gallon bucket sitting right next to the wood stove with all that dry heat is good for him.
Yeah, I'm probably going to like it. You just have to watch your water intake.
Like
I got my water meter there. I test every day.
Yeah. If not, it's going to get pretty dry right there.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Well,
you never want to water your plants. Like, you never want to do that anyway. Thank you, CR, for saying that. Like, when you go and water your plants, you don't want to just like take your water and spray all the leaves and like just go willy-nilly. You don't want to do that. I'll do that like with my flowers, but you don't want to do that with your vegetables because it can cause blight, mildewy, white crap all over the place, and then you're going to have a heck of more trouble. Especially when I'm doing squashes and stuff, I will take my hose in there. I have like one of those long hose things, and I will directly water where the plant is at the bottom. I will not water the leaves or anything like that, because if you do, you're going to have more problems. With mildew and all different kinds of crap like that. You don't want that white powdery mildew on stuff. It's really hard to get rid of. Then your bugs start coming in, and before you know it, you don't have a plant anymore because you've created this thing.
And when it gets stuff like the white powdery mildew and the other stuff on it, it puts off an aroma. I can't remember, that's not the right word, but aroma of, ooh, I'm in danger. I'm diseased. I'm ready to be eaten.
Mm-hmm.
And the bugs go, ooh, smorgasbord.
I think the word you were looking for was swamp. It creates a swamp.
Yeah, pretty
I don't know
much.
swamp in it, but just on the leaves and stuff, when it starts getting the powder stuff on and stuff, it produces an aromatic signal to them, says, hey, dinner bell.
Yeah. Hey, Garrett, I see you. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you.
One of the things I have heard from several gardeners, and that you don't do this all the time, maybe once a week, you get a spray bottle with an Epsom salt solution in it, 1 tablespoon per gallon of water, and you can gently spritz the leaves a little bit on tomatoes around noontime. That way it dries out, but it gives the leaves a chance to absorb the magnesium blah, blah, in the but only about once a week, no more.
Yeah, and I've also heard about, I don't know, I've never done it because I didn't want to waste it, but I heard that milk will also get rid of powdery mildew.
Oh, wow.
And if you have a dairy nearby, maybe you can go over there with a 55-gallon barrel and pick up spoiled milk.
Yeah.
And then put it on your plants and stuff.
Yeah.
But milk is an acid, so it's probably also one of those things that you probably want to use very little of.
Yeah.
And
more on blueberries. Because
Mm-hmm.
blueberries love acid. Mm.
It does get your compost bin activated pretty fast.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Courtney, I'm going to go ahead and step down. I'll be in the chat if you need me, but it's
okay.
Grand Central Station through here, and I can't
understand
anyway.
It's okay. All right. See you later.
See ya.
Thanks for coming up. Bye. So, have you ever experienced any of this, like on any pepper plants or anything? Have you ever had any issues with this and peppers, Matt?
I seen the purple leaf thing on the pepper plants. I never could figure it out. But
Yeah.
Pretty much later died though.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The plant or the purple thing? Purple stuff.
The whole plant was gone. Yeah.
And yeah, that's probably a phosphorus thing as well. You probably needed to test your soil or just, add a banana mixture to it. Oh yeah, I love peppers. We do peppers every year. This year I planted the lunchbox peppers again. Those are my favorite.
I can't seem to get those to stay. They keep dying, the lunchbox peppers. I can grow everything else but those.
That's weird.
It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah. That is weird. It's hot. Okay, so like I said, a few years back, I made a banana tea. And I'm going to probably water that with my tomatoes when I plant them. Right now, they're just, I'm not too worried about it because I'll be transplanting them here very, very soon.
Are you going to be putting an egg under them, or are you going to put some other sort of calcium down?
I don't know what to do, what we're going to do this year.
Right. Got an idea for you. Check with Lowe's and Home Depot, see if they have the activated gypsum.
Yeah.
And you can, you can take that, mix a bunch of it in like a 5-gallon bucket, and then ladle a scoop into each hole beforehand. That way it soaks down in that calcium. You let the calcium sit for a couple, the activated gypsum, which is calcium, sit so it's all broken down for a day or two, and then, do your ladle before you plant.
We last year used lime on our tomatoes because we put our one tomatoes we use, we put them in the ground. So we usually don't have an issue with that. But we had planted tomatoes in a bed last year and they started getting blossom end rot.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like, that's another thing is like, once you see this stuff happening, it's not like you can still it takes a minute to get that stuff back in your soil. So you're not helping the issue right now. So what we did find is we found a lime to put down and we put a lime's slurry on the plants, mixed it in a 5-gallon bucket. And that literally helped it instantly. It soaked it up versus putting it in the soil, waiting. If, for instance, if you put eggshells in the soil for calcium, it takes forever because that has to break down. Whereas the lime, it didn't have to break anything down. It was already in a water and the plants soaked it up. So within a week, we were getting tomatoes that didn't have blossom end rot. So that was pretty good. I believe I have a video on that too. I do not know what it's called. Yeah, that blossom end rot means it's a calcium problem. Now, I've seen people put Tums in the soil. I've seen all different kinds of stuff. I used the lime and that really worked. And I can't remember what the specific thing was for blossom end rot. It's a specific type of lime. And I'll give it to you. Oh, it's just regular garden lime. You can see it. And hold on, I'll show you a picture of what it looks like here. You can really buy it anywhere. I actually bought a bigger bag, but this is kind of what it looks like right here. In there, it just says garden lime, and that's what I used. And that worked right away versus using eggshells. Now, eggshells work in the long run, but if you have blossom end rot right now, the lime really helped. Hey, King Poobah, thanks for coming in.
What's up?
We shall seeds if it happens. Yeah, that'll work. Yes, King Poobah just said garden lime. Yep. Yeah, that's what works. And you can use the eggshells for long-term use. And I really, really highly suggest doing the eggshells all the time. That way, then you never have an issue. But the bed that we planted those in, it was a new bed, and we were, we weren't planning on planting tomatoes in it. It just happened. So then we had blossom end rot. Eggshell vinegar, a thing. I don't know. And honestly, I would not use a vinegar on my garden unless you were using it for a pest control of some sort. I definitely wouldn't be feeding my plants vinegar. That could kill them. So that's probably something that you'd want to watch. I'm not sure about that, honestly. But just the sound of putting vinegar on my plants or near them doesn't sound good, considering they use that to kill weeds. So it's going to definitely kill your plants. I don't know if Howie would have anything to add to that or not, but if he's still here. But I've never really heard of eggshell vinegar.
I mean, I can see the vinegar breaking down the calcium of the egg into a liquid state, maybe, but you would have to dilute that down so bad it would probably be diminished to the point to where it'd be pointless to even do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess Howie, Shawnee's asked if eggshell vinegar was a thing. And for me, it doesn't sound right. Just putting vinegar on your plants. I don't know. What do you think about it? Now, I've heard of that chemical reaction. Yeah, see, I don't know. I don't know if I'd trust it enough. My garden is my life supply. Am I going to trust putting an eggshell vinegar on my plants?
Sounds like counterproductive.
No, it's very counterproductive.
Because I put vinegar on plants to kill them.
Yeah. That's what I would think too. So I don't think it's a thing, Shawnee.
The only thing I can think of if we're only getting part of the story, it sounds like someone may have had it where you take the eggshells, add vinegar to it to get it to break down until the vinegar is neutralized, and then put that slurry on. But I'm not sure about that either. I want to see a video on it explaining all the steps before I would try something like that.
Yeah. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist person when I'm saying this, so don't get me wrong, but there are a lot of people out there that want to watch people fail at gardening. Don't listen to everybody. Do your own experiments. Check out what is right for you in your garden, because I don't know. I think there's a lot of people out there that want to prevent you from growing food. So.
All right. I got something here to share with you. Let me get it up here. Share.
Okay.
And share. All right. This is at Lowe's. This is the fast acting lime.
I think that's what we used.
Okay. And it's $13 for a 25-pound bag. The brand of the fast-acting gypsum, it's not around any right now. I mean, they just came out. They didn't have anything, but they just came out. Lily Miller 25-pound bag of organic gypsum is $12. So those are the two different ones that are out there currently.
Hey, Purple, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, you don't want to go for the. There was another brand there at Lowe's that was a 2.5-pound bag. 2.5-pound bag for $12.99. I'm going to get the Lily Miller Garden Gypsum. It's like that, or the fast acting lime.
Yeah, this stuff worked for me. It worked on the tomatoes like instantly. Not instantly. Okay, there were still some blossom and rot tomatoes on my plants. Yeah, but every tomato after that helped.
Right.
So,
yeah. I forgot in my 5-gallon bucket. I forgot to put the put my second application of the fast acting gypsum solution. I forgot it for 2 weeks, and all of a sudden, I got a couple of blossom end rot just starting. You can just see the shade on it. Squirt some more on there, more water, wash it down in. And actually, the blossom end rot kind of shrunk. It's still discolored, but it's not getting dark brown like it normally does. So, and I added another solution about 4 days later, another application about 4 days later.
Yeah.
So it helps. It definitely helps getting the calcium in there to the plant, whether it's the lime or whether it's the gypsum. But yeah, calcium is definitely a big win for tomatoes.
Yeah. And I usually always put, okay, this is my issue. If you guys haven't been around long enough to know, but like my big issue with the previous year was I water with fish fertilizer, and then I also use an egg in every hole. Okay. What that was doing, it was bringing in those little guys, the raccoons, and what they did is they literally they didn't eat my tomato plants, thank God, but they literally pulled all 70 tomato plants out of the holes and ate the egg. So I was having a critter problem because of that. And I'm having a really hard time now using fish fertilizer because I'm leery about God knows what coming into my garden and eating my stuff because I use fish fertilizer. Even ate my rose bush because I watered it with fish fertilizer.
That's insanity.
Stupid raccoon. Like, really? Like, with all those, that couldn't have been pleasant. That couldn't have been.
Oof.
With all, like, he had to have a bloody tongue. There's just no way.
Think about it on the way out too. Oof. Yeah.
Yeah, you think peppers are bad coming out?
Yeah, a rose bush coming out? No thanks.
Oh.
The only thing that might save them is the fact that their stomach is so acidic to process the stuff they eat. It might take off all the pointed stuff and turn it into just a little round chunk of wood coming out.
Yeah. Why don't you like fish fertilizer, Matt? I never heard that story.
When I did that stream and I was trying different things and I first had that bottle of fish fertilizer and I popped it open and the smell just was horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's nasty.
I had to shut the camera off. I was about ready to throw up. I was like, man, this is bad.
That's funny, though.
My mom used to use some fish fertilizer and I guess it's about a half-gallon a bottle and had those little tops that you had a little spout popped up on it. You could squirt it out. Well, you had to unscrew it and pop off and peel off the.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Can you peel that off for me? I can't quite get it." I go, "Yeah, right. You didn't even try."
Yeah.
So I was working construction. So I just went and grabbed one of my masks with the ammonia things on discs on it and put it on there. There you go. Hey, once bitten is once enough. You learn after the first time. The organic and ammonia dust mask things.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Those things are incredible. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't see that video. I must not have, or I did see it and forgot. But I tell you what, I would have paid $1 million to see you open that up.
It was, and it like when I took off that Gil was talking about that little plastic piece, I got it off, and all the gas came up and it sprayed kind of on me. I'm like, oh, man.
Oh,
I couldn't get the smell out. I'm washing my face after. I was like, oh, this is horrible.
Orange juice or tomato juice.
Oof.
Just like for skunk, the acidity of the tomato juice or the citric acid in the orange juice will break that stuff down.
Oh,
yeah, and since you guys are such pepper eaters, I'm sure you have tons of orange juice in your fridge, right?
Yeah.
And peanut butter.
Yeah.
You guys don't want to know where he puts the peanut butter.
Yeah. Don't eat several peanut butter and jelly sandwiches before you have ghost pepper.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just plug you up and it'll just stay in there and just sit there and boil. It won't come out.
Oh, Lord.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's making me laugh.
Hey, you got to have something to laugh at in this day and age.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh.
So did you draw in all the neighborhood cats or something?
Yeah, I started having cats appear randomly, a couple days. And
no way!
My plants look good, but now I have a horde of cats running around. Yeah.
Nice.
And the cats are probably depositing extra fertilizer for you too.
yeah. Let's just say that milk jug I had with the first fish fertilizer was gone. It had holes in it. They were biting at it. Like, it's water with fish juice in it. What do you want that for?
Gross, man. Gross.
Uh,
Oops, never intended. Oh, not about Matt, but I have heard stories about peanut butter being put in places it was intended to be. Yeah.
not intended. Yeah.
Not intended. Yeah, I always joke around because usually the pot pepper people will like eat peanut butter or something before. I always joke around and say they put it directly on their buttholes.
Yeah.
It's a joke. Like, they're not doing that. I can never see Johnny Scoville putting peanut butter on his bowl. That's just not happening. But it's a joke.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It makes it worse though if you eat hot peppers and peanut butter. Oof.
So, you guys, we kind of got off on subject, but so do you guys in the side chat have any questions about tomatoes and anything like that? Like, I can
I'll be
even
right back.
I can even give you examples on how to plant tomatoes, stuff like that. So, ask questions because that's why I'm here. Yeah, I wonder where Gil went. Oh no, I'm scared.
Taking notes. See, who do I know in the chat here? 1, 2, 3. 3 people.
Yeah, I have 17 people watching now. Yeah.
That's good.
Thanks, guys.
18 likes too. That's good. Oh.
Ooh, orange hat.
Oh, wow.
The day I got this from Joe,
Oh, okay.
I started chit. I put 3 seeds out the chit. If all 3 come up, I'm planting one. I'm going to give the other 2 get a little big and give them to my daughter for her to put over there for the grandsons.
Aw. Those are like miniature tomatoes, aren't they?
They're like cherry tomatoes. You look at the size compared to his thumbnail.
Yeah.
So they're like small cherry tomatoes, but they're a lot bigger than the spoon tomato, a lot bigger. And so we're going to see how this goes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then the bush stays small. And
Thanks
so
for being a member for 13 months, Tammy. That's the bomb. I love you, girl. Thank you so much. Thank you for all my members. Seriously, I really appreciate you. And don't forget, I have a whole Back to Basics series in my members of teaching people how to plant stuff. So really good information there.
something that YouTube is breaking their promise on. When I did a members only video over on Camp Patton Family Compound, and it did not notify anybody. Nobody got notified on it, and I waited like 3-4 days, and nobody watched the video. And so my gray man is a member of Camp Patton, so I see all the notifications there. No notifications came up there. I called some of my friends; they did not get any notifications. So I had to put it out as a special community post for members only to get people to watch it.
That's crappy. I wondered because I'm not getting all of my members watching all my videos. So I'm curious. I'm like, if you're a member, why aren't you watching it? Like,
because they're not sending them out to your channel members like they promised they were.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is when you do one of those videos and you're getting ready to post it, you know, when you're on the setup there at the top there, right, you can do the link to bring it up separately to look at it. Go ahead and bring it up. Then you post it. Then you go over there, copy once it's posted, copy the URL and do a community post to all your members.
Yeah.
That way your members will get your community post on it.
Hey, Pigskin Blitz, I have a question to ask you. How was your butthole after you left Wide Family Farm facilities that weekend?
Oh, I forgot about that.
The only reason why I'm asking is you guys ate so much hot stuff. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
They ate that crazy mustard. We
don't talk about that.
What
Oh,
happens
Lord.
at White Family Farm, unfortunately, doesn't stay there. It goes on YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat.
That's a terrible question. That says, I didn't mean it like that. Like, come on. My Lord.
Oh, that's so funny.
That does sound terrible. I didn't mean it like that, Jay.
We all know
You
what
knew
you
what I meant.
meant.
Yeah, I can imagine that your stomach and stuff would have been tore up for a while because you guys, especially with, I forget what that hot mustard. Oh, by the way, Dustin's friend is a huge Slayer fan. Okay. He doesn't know that I love heavy metal just as much as he does, right? So when he came to the house to drop off his mustard, which I think his mustard was like labeled 666 or something. It's a Slayer song as well. And he's standing there trying to explain to me. I think he thought I was insulted. So he's standing there trying to explain to me why his mustard is labeled 666. I'm like, dude, I don't care. I just figured it was super hot. No big deal. Like, so he's standing there trying to explain to me why his mustard is labeled that.
Hot mustard just about killed me. 666, I was scared.
Iron Maiden number of the beast. Yeah, that's funny.
Hey, you're all cleaned out though when you went home.
There you go.
There is. Okay, you're going to love this one. There is one called Satan's Anus Hot Sauce.
Mm-hmm. Know it well.
Hey, Earthman.
And then there's one called the Devil's BI. Then there's Anal Aghast.
Don't know that one.
They got several different blends of that. Actually, here, hang on a second here. This is too good not to share.
We're talking about peppers and I'm sweating.
Oh, Lord.
So you got Satan's Blood,
Mm-hmm.
Extreme B,
Anal's Angst.
Hot,
Nice.
a different colored one.
Devil's Blend.
Some other ones over there. And then here's one. That one. Yeah. So there is. Yeah. There are some really interesting ones out there.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the jar. I like the jar of Satan's Blood, man. That's a cool jar.
Yeah.
Satan's Ghost.
It's just some really fancy hot sauces, guys. But
Yeah.
I can guarantee you if it's labeled Satan, it's going to be so hot, it's going to knock your socks off. Unless you're Matt. He just, I don't know, drinks the bottle like it's nobody's business.
Yeah. He takes his whiskey flask and just fills it up with it.
Literally, I've seen Matt down like a bottle of hot sauce, just like.
That the bomb hot sauce was good. That was kind of
Really?
brutal raw at the end.
Everybody I watch with that hot sauce always says it tastes like shit. Always.
It's gross. It doesn't taste good at all.
Yeah. That's funny.
Oh, I did find there is one called Devil's Anus as well.
Oh, nice.
Sounds good.
There you go, Pigskin Blitz. Your next taste off.
Yeah, so you got you can Google Devil's Anus and you got to scroll down past Satan and all the other ones to find it. It's
just do Devil's Anus hot sauce. Don't just Google Devil's Anus because
it's a hot sauce. Yeah,
God knows what is gonna pop up.
Might get some.
it's from It's packaged in Texas. Oh. I'm coming across some interesting names here that people are using for it.
You got to try the Steve-O hot sauce. It's actually pretty good.
Is it really?
Oh man,
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Oh.
I also try. I thought it was gonna be a gimmick, but it was actually pretty flavorful.
Yeah, because I would imagine anything from Steve-O would be a gimmick.
Yeah,
But
he actually puts it in his eye too on live stream, so I naturally had to do the same thing. Pretty fun.
oh. I don't think Courtney. I don't think you want me to share what the picture is on the bottle.
I can only imagine what you're looking at right now.
It's called Red Rectum Revenge.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need any of that. I think okay, my hat's not crooked. It's the thing on my hat that's crooked, guys. I feel like a homeboy, but it's really not like that.
Wearing her cap sideways.
Oh. I like this. It says no reviews yet.
Oh wow.
They dropped the price too.
Can you send that in the private chat on here? Is there?
Yeah, hang on a second here. Control C, private.
Where's the private chat on here?
You go up to the top, up on the right there, and it says stream or private.
Oh, okay, cool.
And there it is.
This went off. Good. Yeah. Oh, by the way, it was so funny. Okay, so I took my son out to breakfast to this Mexican restaurant over, I think it was Sunday. So we took him out, and they have hot sauces and stuff at the table, right? And Fred kept wanting to like touch the hot sauces. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, you want some hot sauce? So I took the thing off, it was picante sauce and it just said hot. So it really wasn't hot. So I took it off and I just dabbed a little bit on his plate. You should have saw his face. He goes, whoa! He got so excited. It was hilarious. He wanted that hot sauce so bad, but I just gave him a little dab. Did he eat it? No.
He's hooked now.
It was funny though. He felt like such a big boy after that.
That's awesome.
That's got to be probably the best cartoon label on a bottle I've ever seen.
You guys are killing me. I haven't seen it.
That's a good one. I'm sending it to you.
She's got the private chat. She'll look at it.
I'm going to send it to 2 other people.
So when you go to site, scroll down a little bit to actually see the bottle.
It's not shown. Well, I think my melon is just slow.
Yeah.
There we go. There's the privates.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No
Or to quote Kevin Bacon, thank you, sir. May I have another?
250,000 Scoville units? That's not really that hot.
Oh, sewage tank. That's gross, man. Burning desire.
Who's it made from?
Oh yeah, so the hot sauce thing is pretty great. But anyway, Dustin's friend trying to explain to me why his mustard was called 666 just cracks me up.
Got a question about tomatoes and peppers. Has anybody successfully crossbred so you got a hot tomato?
I was wondering that same question.
Or even a lukewarm tomato.
Yeah.
Because if you could somehow get crossbreed and get it to seed and do it like, you'd be making a ton of money. Because that would probably make, if you got it right, that'd be the great salsa tomato ever.
That would be amazing.
No, Satan's rectum is not, it's gross, you guys. Okay, that's gross, yeah. To think about, yeah. Basically, you're going to have a hot butthole when you're done eating that. From tomatoes to peppers. Peppers still on topic. Yeah, we're kind of on topic. Sorry, guys, if we went astray. But I don't think you can mix peppers and tomatoes together.
Yeah, one's a nightshade and the other one's not, but you'd be surprised what you might be able to accomplish by hand pollinating constantly, and it might happen after a couple of years of trying to cross pollinate.
They do not share the same genus or species, so consequently they are unable to produce a hybrid through cross pollination.
All right, sounds like we're gonna do some gene splicing then.
Yes, yeah, I was just about to. Yeah.
Pretty soon, Pinky and the Brain are gonna show up.
Yeah.
It's Pinky and the Brain. It's Pinky and the Brain.
Wow, I haven't seen that show in forever. Wow. You just brought up wow.
I mean, I used to have to put it on when my youngest son came home from school. He was like, he'd come in and he would want Pinky and the Brain.
That was a great show.
Yeah, it was. It cracks me up.
access an old
Narf.
part of my brain.
Gee, Brain, what are we going to do tonight? Same thing we do every night, Pinky. Trying to take over the world.
All right.
You guys are cracking me up.
Tomatoes. You don't like that orange hat, huh? It stays small.
Yeah. That's what I want to try. I'm doing some here because I had those gray busting trays that I picked up from Sam's Club.
Mm-hmm.
And since I went through the first batch of lettuce, I've got 2 now lettuces. I germinated. Actually, I just direct planted them 3 days ago, and they're already that tall. The lettuces.
Wow.
And so I got another tray sitting there under the grow lights, and the first one of those orange hat that pops is going in that. So it should only get 9-10 inches tall under the grow lights, which is perfect height, and it'll be perfect in there.
So, Joe, have you had any issues with your tomatoes turning purple? The leaves?
Sometimes, not really. I have them outside right now, actually. Outside in my greenhouse that's ready to fly away.
Cool.
It's a potassium deficiency, right? So, it's just a deficiency in tomatoes. That's all purple.
Yep.
But I have had that. You just, you got to add to your nutrients. That's all.
Yep.
I think I wish Ron was here. Ron would know. I'm pretty sure would say that the green sand, that are really minerally stuffed full, that's just naturally full of all sorts of good minerals, is something that would help it out too.
Yeah, I have yet to find that.
Oh,
I probably could find it on Amazon or something like that. But as far as a store, I've never seen it in the store.
Oh, I don't think they said the very few stores carry it. I think you got to order online to get it. Let's see here.
I got mine at Ace Hardware.
Oh, they did have it at Ace?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And I got a big bag. It was pretty
B2E, I liked Phineas and Ferb too, by the way. I'm pretty sure Bowling with Soup did the song for their song too, like the song in the beginning. But yeah, I loved Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah.
Great show.
Hi, everybody in chat.
Phineas and Ferb. Mom! Phineas and Ferb built something in the backyard. Come look.
I know.
Oh,
I like the platypus. It's my favorite.
yeah.
So I just got home, and first thing I opened the door, I got onions.
Nice.
Wow.
Dude, I've given up, man, on onions. Like,
So
I love red onions too. There's nothing better than a big old red onion on a burger. Yeah. Oh, Elsa Craig.
Wow.
I got Elsa Craig because, like, secretly I want to be like the Brits and grow a 10-pound onion. You know what I mean? That's why I like the Elsa Craig, because, like, in the back of my mind, I want to grow that 10-pound onion that the Brits always grow.
Well, you got to add so much nitrogen to those plants during the season, And your PK, your PK, you got to add some. In the beginning, it's like freaking loaded up. Well, let's see what else I got.
Can I leave the tomatoes purple for 3 weeks? Yeah, you're fine. Just watch them. You're fine. And then when you go to plant them, then that's the time to start thinking to maybe even add some stuff to the beds that you're considering on planting them.
It finally happened. Back when I first had Ron on Patent Family Compound, we were talking about the different types of green sand. There's one from Canada called GAIA. I believe that's the one he was talking about. It's from Canada, and they weren't able to distribute here in the U.S. It's now available on Amazon in the U.S.
Nice.
Hang on.
I could go grab my bag I have. If you give me 3 minutes, I just got to go in the back. I'll grab it, and you guys can check it out.
Okay.
You want to see it? Or
Yeah, that's fine. What's that?
The other one I have yellow Spanish.
Oh, nice.
And my other ones in my garage. I haven't planted them yet.
Hold on. Wait. Oh, what happened? Okay.
There it is. Yeah. So this is the glacial rock dust, where it's ground all the granite and everything up into the nice ready to use. That's the one. And the other one that he said originally what that you could use was this organic green sand. That's a bad picture they use on it, but
that's the stuff I can't find in the stores ever. Is the green sand.
This stuff just appears off of Amazon constantly. It'll be up there. It'll drop in price just a little bit, and it's gone instantly.
Yeah.
Second it drops in price, everybody has it saved in their wish list. So as soon as they see it drop, they buy it. But yeah, but this is the stuff that we couldn't find before because he's saying that they hadn't worked out with customs to allow it to come to the U.S.
Yeah,
it's just dirt, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Canada is really weird about shipping stuff to them.
Yeah.
Like really weird.
No, it was the U.S. customs.
Oh, okay.
The one wasn't allowing it to come in. They go, whoa. And then so customs got in on it, and then Department of Agriculture got in on it because it was used for gardens.
Yeah.
And they're all like, oh, yeah. No, we wanted to buy our stuff here first. It's like, so I guess some finally got to wait. We want to use theirs up first before we use ours up.
Yeah. Okay, my
so that
mouse isn't
is
working right. There we go.
Green sand. I'm gonna have to try that stuff.
Yeah, for real. Dude, I'm so excited for this garden season. I got so much stuff. I had so much stuff planned. I can't wait.
Want any peppers? I got about 500 peppers on my plants right now.
500?
They're like loaded. My plants are like falling down because they're so heavy.
Wow. Could you? I'm like, I don't know. Could you find a way to like ship peppers up here without them being like?
I'll wrap them up. Definitely, I'll send you some.
I'll ask Dustin if he wants some.
Yeah.
That would probably be a yes. What's up, Ginger? By the way, P2E, I didn't know you were from Jersey. I had no idea. Thank you.
I'm from Jersey too.
Yeah, look. Matt's from Jersey. Look at this. Half my panel is from Jersey.
I'm from California, transplanted to Idaho.
Ginger Ninja, what's up?
That's my ginger.
I think that comes from the power plants.
There you go. Green sand, y'all.
Oh, I have that brand.
Yeah, that's the yeah. And you said Ace Hardware had that?
Yes.
Okay. That's 16 pounds.
There you go.
That's a huge bag because usually it only comes in little mini bags.
Or is that 36 pounds? Oh, 36 pounds. 36 pounds. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, you're not going to be able to read it, are you? Without me spelling it.
Yeah.
Can you see that? Because I can't see anything.
Yeah, we can kind of see it.
Yeah.
The
Some
bag
of the directions there. 1 pound equals something or other.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull up that's a spoma.
That's pretty good. Like, that's a really big bag.
I have a lot of potatoes I'm planting.
Yeah.
So if you green sand is supposed to increase your yields by 20%, according to Rutgers. If you blend this with regular sand with your potatoes, it should increase it by 20% in your yields.
Wow.
So let me check it out.
That kind of explains a little bit why Idaho has such a great crop yield, because most of Idaho is on top of the basalt lava flows, which is breaking down into minerals.
That's what.
Wow. Okay, so what exactly is green sand?
It basically is where the glaciers came down and ground up all the rock and everything, the granite and everything, and as it receded, organic started growing in there and dyed it green and everything. Originally it was green, dark green and stuff from the everything, and yeah, it's
interesting because I was.
So wow. you got the minerals, you got organics in there. It's really and that's why it
smells like Jersey girls.
We're never gonna let you. Every time we do a video now, we're like, that smells like Jersey girls.
And I want to break into that song about Uptown Girls right now.
With me, it's no Uptown Girl.
Oh, Downtown Girl and Uptown Boy.
You see, in Jersey, we got bags of it.
I think I might have it here.
Hold on, Shawnee, I'm sorry. I'm not ignoring you. I have 3 tomatoes and 1 solo cup. Do I need to move them 1 tomato per solo? Wait until they get a little bit bigger. If they are really getting big, then you want to transplant them.
Yeah, to me, if once they hit 3 inches, or if they're really close together, I try to break them out sooner so they don't get interlocked roots on it. If they're out in separate parts of the solo cup, and once they hit about 2 inches to 3 inches, you definitely want to have them separated.
Green dust girls. That sounds like they came from like the nuclear power plants.
Glowing green dust girls.
You know, stuff from New York City travels down the Jersey Shore. You got all those dumps, you know, it's like nuclear waste coming down. Matt, am I right?
Yeah, you're right. That's yeah. yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The water soluble stuff, that's what you want. Because you're going to be watering your plants a lot. So the more water soluble things are, the better.
All right, Joe, your video, It's Raining Hard in Jersey, just popped up on my computer.
Okay, Skinner, this is so freaking hilarious. I think I was in Rebecca's Touched by Yarn yesterday. I just stopped in to say hi. I was, doing some YouTube work and listening. And she's like, "Oh, why Family Farm is in here? That's Skinner's cousin." It made me laugh so hard. She's like, "That's, Josh Skinner? That's his cousin. You're popular in the yarn crowd there, Josh."
Rebecca's amazing. She sends so many hats to people. It's freaking unbelievable.
Yeah, she's
that's what she does all day.
She's a really nice woman.
That is a funny app you had on there, Joe. Because it has the thing. It goes half his real face and the other half his skeleton. It's like an X-ray.
It's my good and my bad,
It's like, oh, wait a minute. Wait, Joe. Looks like you got a cavity back here.
See, that's the bad me. And I do have a cavity back there.
It's showing up on the app.
I wish I was good at knitting. I just don't have the patience. Tammy. But yeah, the yarn crowd is pretty cool. They make a lot of cool things. I suck at doing it myself. I'm just not good at it.
I love Passamaquoddy's stuff. I mean, those slippers she made are absolutely fabulous.
Mm.
I grew up doing it with my grandmother. My grandmother would have a beer, her yarn, and watch the New York Mets games.
Oh.
Because I'll be watching the Met game, I'd be bored. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? Let me try some things out. Then I got a little older and I said, well, I have better things to do. And then I realized
Then the thought of girls entered your mind.
Yeah.
Without a fact. But you realize how important stuff like that is.
Yeah.
I wish I would have paid attention to my great grandma more. My great grandma always did stuff like that. She was a knitter. She was a crocheter. She did all different kinds of crafts constantly. She sewed. But I was so young too. I was really young. And when you're younger, you don't appreciate the things that you do when you get older.
Mm-hmm.
So I really wish I would have paid attention to her more. I did learn how to sew. I wouldn't consider myself an expert or anything like that, but I do know how to sew. I just wish I knew how to knit and stuff like that.
I
Yeah,
just
my
really enjoyed those times with my grandmother because it was just me, her, the Met game, and knitting, or crocheting, doing things like that, needlework.
Yeah. My grandmother would come home from work and she'd work in the garden for a little bit, and then she'd sit in front of TV, watch her soap operas, knit, and have one cigarette in her mouth, one in a hand, and another one in the ashtray, all going at the same time, not realizing she has more than one going. And she never dropped ashes on the yarn, but she's there just going along with a cigarette in her hand.
Well, when I think of my grandmother too, I think of her running her car into the bingo hall.
Oh God!
Did you hear that one before? Did I tell you that one?
Yeah, you told me.
I still can't believe it. It's always on my mind. Like, who ends your last day driving into a bingo hall?
Yeah, really? That's hilarious.
Gotta do it big.
I was
the same kind of people that end their last day driving into a 7-Eleven.
Yeah. I was so close with my grandparents, particularly my grandmother that lived in this house. I was so close. Music was our thing. Like, that's how, I learned to play the piano and sing and, and all of that stuff. So, I had a different, my grandmother that lived here, she never did sewing or anything like that. But my great grandma, her mom, yeah, totally. It was totally her thing. I still have my knives when I was little. Oh, whittling seems so cool. Like, I would love to do that. I want to learn how to make my own spoons. I love wooden spoons. I've always wanted to make my own wooden spoon.
So when I was in Little League, right, between innings, my grandma would take one of the coaches or both coaches, go swig a beer before the next inning's up and go back to the game.
That's so awesome. And my grandma was a beer drinker too, man. That's hilarious.
And the coaches that I had, that's the biggest memory. Yeah. I'll tell you what, your grandmother, man, she's just the only person I'll ever get me loaded all the time with your grandmother.
My grandma was awesome. She, old school German, like drink dark beer. We used to polka. I mean, my grandma was awesome. Yeah. Awesome. That's how I learned how to polka from my grandma.
You had to put your legs out and go, hey, 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 hey. I squat and fall down.
My uncle was from Germany, and his name, we call him Uncle Tony, but his real name was Anton. And he would always be, every time he'd be like, yeah, when you're talking. One time I introduced him to Jägermeister.
Oh.
These people are old school. They like to drink beer. They drink beer, they drink alcohol, but they're not alcoholics. That's just part of their culture, just who they are. So I'm like, you want to drink some Jägermeister? He's like, yeah. And he would never, ever drink beer from Holland. Das from Holland. No. Like Heineken? No, that's from Holland. Like, it had to be a German beer. Cracks me up.
Hey, it's their way to have babies stop crying when they're teething. It's
good. It works. And they sleep too.
The Molly B. Polka Show. I have no idea what that is. It was so funny because my uncle would drive around a minivan, and he would drive my aunt and stuff around, but he had the minivan to haul all the people around to go to all these different things, So he would if you go into the minivan, it was like polka music playing. So it's like as soon as the door opened, you're like, oh my gosh! I'm gonna ride in the minivan with the polka music.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's on the RFD channel.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check it out.
I have so many tomatoes that I'm not even using this year. But next year I got to. I have 3 buckets. This is 1 bucket.
Oh my gosh, Joe.
I mean, it's insane. Sandhill Preservation. I mean, they're awesome. They really are. But they have no pictures. You have no idea why they're coming out.
Yeah.
Like
That's funny.
They list them like this.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, you'd have to look up the picture.
Yeah, it's like, okay. I ordered a whole bunch, but I tell you what, still the goat bag tomato is one of the best paste tomatoes I ever had.
Huh.
Goat bag. You believe that, Matt? Goat bag. It's one of the biggest tomatoes.
What is that? What does that mean, Joe?
It's a tomato. It's a goat bag.
Goat bag.
Yeah, goat bag.
It's
I
like
gotta look this up right now.
orange hat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I got an orange hat and a goat bag.
I will always grow that tomato. It's one of the biggest tomatoes. Very little seeds. Great on a tomato. Great for sauce. And they're freaking huge. 2 pound tomatoes. And you can grow better because I grew it in a bad area.
Yeah.
So
Huge.
you should, yeah.
Baker's Creek.
Yeah, it looks a lot better than that. I'm telling you.
Hi, Howie.
That's
Thanks
where I
for
get a
being
lot
here.
of my bigger tomatoes from that company.
Interesting.
And so if you go to extra large tomatoes, I have every single one of those from that company.
Wow.
Are those heirlooms?
I really don't know.
Yeah, because I'm
Now,
only
what is
doing
fair?
hybrids right now because heirlooms just don't work for me, man. So I do the Grandero, and so far that's been working out pretty good.
They have a girls wear thing tomato too.
Interesting.
That's very classic. Matt, they have that in there too. If you guys are put girls wear
Hey,
thing.
Lewis. Thank you for being a member too, Lewis. Appreciate you.
I don't think it's an heirloom.
The girls wear thing tomatoes, a smaller tomato, but the colors on it are freaking amazing.
Yeah. We do have a few heirlooms this year, but not depending on it. Yeah.
Okay.
We have it here. Like, we love Kellogg. My husband does. I've been saying it like I love tomatoes, and I really don't. But the Kellogg's breakfast is what my husband really likes, and Cherokee Purple. Those are some good ones.
Wow. There's a lot of tomatoes.
The guy's really good. He's supposed to come to my site actually, and his somebody passed away. I think it was his mom passed away, and so he had to move his whole farm. He originally was from the Bronx, New York, actually.
Wow.
Then he moved somewheres, and then somebody passed away, and he had to move back here. But his whole farm and stuff was gone, and I think he tried to.
Man, those are some massive tomatoes.
These are
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah,
Look at this thing.
Look at that. Oh my gosh.
the Hoy tomato is very good brand. I like the Hoy tomato. That did very well for me. And the gold medal's traditionally a good tomato. You can buy that anywhere. It's the gold medal.
West Virginia.
Sweet meat.
Oh yeah, I got that one too.
Now that there's more tomatoes out there, maybe I will find one that I actually like. I will try them at least to see if I like them.
All right, goat bag.
Man, that is massive.
If you want to come up, Lewis, here you go. Here's the link, honey.
All right. The A-Day. Here we go.
We're growing gold medal that we got from Joe. Oh, okay. So we are growing the gold medal. So I'll try it this year, see if I like it. I just I guess I haven't found a tomato that I like. You know.
It is.
Okay, I'm gonna have to save this. I'm gonna have to save this site. This is so cool here.
This is insane. Look at that.
What is the name of the site, guys? Again?
Renaissance Farms. Like
Right.
you like the Renaissance?
Okay.
So Renaissance Farms.
If you go to tomatoes pictures on YouTube or tomatoes picture, something like that, he has the whole thing. It goes like 2 minutes on each tomato video on it.
Nice.
And he has a little thing. I think it's tomatoes and pictures,
Right.
something like that.
I just put the link to the goat bag off there, but you can go back to the homepage from that link I just put in there.
So his tomato seeds, he labels them like this. If you guys can see that in the corner.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So he labels it like that and puts a tag on it. So it's no big packets or anything. It's nice and cheap. It's cheaply done, but that's how he makes money on it.
Keeps his
Nice.
prices down. This one looks like a almost like a pumpkin. Right here.
Yeah. They're huge.
Wow.
Mama Irene's is a good tomato too. I like that one.
Ooh, what is that pure red one on the right? It's just pure red. I'm pointing at it like you guys can see me point at it.
This one?
Yeah, it's just like pure red.
I don't know.
Nice.
Like a tiger one or something. This is just a gallery, all photos. That one's pretty cool, that yellow one.
Oh, those are your white tomatoes.
Right here? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Marshmallow Man.
And those are supposed to be low in that, begins with an L, the something or other acid, whatever
Yeah.
it's.
Is it lycotrine, I think?
Yeah, something like that. That's supposed to be really low in those.
That's a really red tomato. It's like,
I think like Baker Creek I love Baker Creek, don't get me wrong, but I think it has limited me on my tomatoes because I had no idea that these existed. So, yeah, one does look like an apple.
oh, which one?
That one, which one was it, Tammy? It was further up, I think. I don't know. White tomatoes have an interesting flavor, almost creamy flavor. Interesting.
I put this over.
Wow. I don't know which one it was, but yeah.
I'm gonna go back to
One did look like an apple.
beef steaks, white color.
Another company you guys should check out too is Bunny Hop Seeds. I talk to the lady there once in a while, and she really does take the best tomatoes and those seeds out of those packets. So she's just not like a mass producing company. She does get her best seeds. So I just want to let you know. So they look like something like that.
Are you here, Lewis?
He's got.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Just checking.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I just saved that link to that website to my favorites.
Hey, Rebecca. Thanks for coming in.
Out of that site too, Matt, they have the Polish tomato.
Let me look up that one.
So that's a very good tomato too.
Let's see, Polish tomato.
I was just actually talking about you because I came into your live the other day.
Oh, right here. Oh, yeah, that's the one that Courtney was looking at. The real super red one.
Leaving. Oh, hold on one second.
And this other one is a really good kind too. I really enjoyed.
Toyota pink.
Toyota pink.
I'm gonna move this.
And so you have your option for tomato seeds. You have like 25 seeds you can get, or like 10. So you have the option how many seeds you actually want to try. So if you want to try a tomato plant, don't get 25, get the 10. And if you like it, then gradually get the 20.
Leave that open so I can hear him too.
This is a very good tomato too. I like the Angelina's heart.
Oh.
See, before all this stuff, that's what I was really into is tomatoes. I have always been into tomatoes. It's always been my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been into tomatoes a long time. I married one.
Hey, Bushcraft. Thanks for coming in, dude.
All right. Matt got it.
Yeah.
Hey, Prepper 101. Long time no see.
Welcome in, Prepper 101. Hey, there's Bushcraft family.
Give me gardening or give me death. Yes, thank you.
I got way too many seeds.
Yeah, I have a ton of them
addiction,
still,
Joe.
unfortunately. It was for Lewis.
It's a healthy one though.
Oh, you're welcome, Rebecca. I keep wanting to call you Becca. That's not your name. Sorry. That's Tammy's daughter's name. Rebecca, thanks for going live. Great. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're back on your main account, Bushcraft. I'm sorry I haven't made your lives on Fridays. I tend to make them. Right around that time, I'm so busy. But I'll make your lives more. I'll try.
Hey, there's Rebecca. Rebecca's here.
Yeah.
Hi, Rebecca.
Everybody's back.
See, my biggest problem is I have all my seeds all in one room, so I don't know what's my tomato seeds and the ones I give out. And so I'm like, oh, I don't think I touched this one. This goes in this pile. So if anybody gets a seed packet, there's no seeds in it, I'm sorry. I'll get you another one.
That's funny. Anybody have any questions? I know this was a tomato topic night, so anybody have any questions about tomatoes?
Yeah.
Out there? Why we're all on panel? Can talk about it.
Talking about everything else but tomatoes.
Yeah, really.
So from my years in getting tomatoes, the tomatoes that have gotten disease quicker than any other ones have been Baker's Creek. Just let you guys
Interesting.
know. Because maybe they're heirlooms, and they're real heirlooms.
Yeah.
And they get diseased a little faster than anything else.
Yeah, that's where I get all my seeds from, and that's where I've had problems in the past. So that's why I went to Grand Marshal, the hybrids, because of that reason. Because the tomatoes were just turning black at the end of the year, and everything else, they weren't making it. Last year, I had tomatoes clear up until the frost. It's crazy. Because I had those hybrids.
I would really try the Bunny Hop company, just because of that. And Ukrainian, if you get Ukrainian seeds, the thing is there's very low disease in Ukraine. And so when you're growing your tomatoes and things like that, your seeds are going to be less diseased than seeds from the United States.
Yeah.
So just a little thing. And they're cheaper. They're a lot cheaper.
Prepper 101. So are you serving a warrant? I'm really confused.
Wait, what?
So speaking of marshals, there are 2 here at my house with a warrant. Interesting.
Red or green tomatoes on a BLT? I'd probably go with a red on that one.
I just don't like them.
Oh.
I like the black tomatoes on a BLT. I like if I have regular tomato, like tomatoes or lettuce or just plain tomato, I like red. If you fry it with cheese and stuff like that, then I like the green.
Yeah.
Fried green tomatoes.
I've yet to have that. Fried green tomatoes. To try that.
Yeah. I have not eaten them either because I don't like tomatoes, but everybody says they're completely different, so. I like fried green tomatoes, but only if I make it. Yeah. I understand.
So there's nothing like a fried green tomato and you're having cheese on it, and all of a sudden you're having a sandwich and everything's cooking out of your hands, and you got all the mayo and crap on your hands. You're like, oh man, it's so good. And you're like, now what? What do I do?
That's the even better option. Skip the tomato and go double bacon. Yeah.
Diggs, I hope you can come to our little meetup this year because you need to meet Tammy.
So Matt, you have a lot of peppers going up there, huh?
Man,
I haven't seen you so long. I miss you.
Yeah, I've been around that much. I've been doing I got a bunch of projects, and my buddy across the states having a bit of an issue with FWC, so I'm trying to help him with that. But yeah, I'm around.
How's the snakes?
They're doing pretty good. Pretty good. His are having a bit of an issue with disease and stuff.
Oh no,
that's scary.
Yeah, it stinks. It's not fun.
Okay, that's going to take it.
All right, guys. I was going to end the chat. I hope I can. I just have to see what the job situation is. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense, Diggs. We'll figure it out, I'm sure. I am getting in the chat. Fred's going wild in the other room, and I just want to make sure that I can watch him because he's been into everything lately.
Oh, something to slow down the grandkids. Oh, I used to slow down the grandkids. You used to slow down Fred. Ankle and wrist weights.
Oh, good idea.
Especially like the heavy ankle weights. That way they're walking around. And they got your.
Somebody else told me that too. And I can't remember who. I think it was the woman at Head Start told me that too. To use weights on him or give him a loaded backpack.
Tire him out
for Eli, we actually made him several years ago. My wife made a vest for him with they were these plastic beads that were heavy. And so it had all these pockets full of little things of beads in there. And so, it'd weigh him down and calm him down. It's like, it'd be like being a constant hug all the time. So it was calming.
That's a really great idea. All right. Yep. Yeah. I'll be on tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. for Turds Day. So you can come and hang out with me if you want. It's usually a slower crowd. There's usually nobody in. Usually maybe seven people at the max. Come and hang out with me, 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. And thanks, guys, everybody on the panel for coming and hanging out with me. I appreciate it. And thanks for listening about the tomatoes. I hope we gave you some kind of education. But we will see you all next time. And anybody want to add anything? Gil will be on Thursday night for the Midnight Ride.
Yeah.
And obviously Joe will be on Sunday. So.
Whoop, whoop.
Sunday. Okay. Yeah. All right, y'all. You have a good one. Bye.